Gervonta "The Tank" Davis.
Everything to the body. Everything to the body. Chopping downstairs, chopping. Brick hand. Now this, even his shots upstairs here, that's still a body shot on Jake Paul. Everything's a body shot he's throwing, even when he's changing the levels of the shot. That's a body shot, that's a body shot, that's a body shot.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds.
Gervonta Davis just stunned the world with his bulked-up, powerful physique at the new press conference for the Jake Paul fight. His brutal training sessions reveal a new level of hunger and control. Analysts say Tank's game plan is clear. He's coming for Jake's body, breaking him down punch by punch, draining every ounce of energy and patience, proving that no amount of size can hold back his sharp, explosive storm.
So this isn't necessarily a ton of technique work. It may not even have anything to do with what they're trying to bring to the Jake fight. But when I watch it, I see a guy that's targeting the body. And it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when he's probably Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to attack the body. Not that it's necessarily going to hurt Jake to the body and he's going to cripple, but it's going to slow him down, or at least that's the idea, is to slow him down, to drop his hands, and that way that we're in the, whatever, 6th, 7th, 8th round of this fight, and those hands start to fall a little bit, and Jake's gas tank is being tested, and then Tank, when he closes distance, and he will have to close distance damn near the entirety of the fight unless Jake's just like walking forward the whole time. I don't think that'll happen.
Former world champion Shawn Porter has never hesitated to give credit where it's due. And when he talks about Gervonta Davis, people listen. Porter painted Tank as a pure dog in the ring, a fighter fueled by rare grit and hunger. He praised how Davis never flinches, no matter who's across from him. That kind of mental fire, fused with natural skill, makes Tank one of the most dangerous forces of this era. Porter pointed out that Tank's balance of discipline, aggression, and ring IQ separates him from those who depend on power alone. To Porter, Davis embodies the true spirit of a fighter, one who feeds on challenges and fights with both passion and purpose.
And the thing that I really appreciate about Tank is he's a dog. That kind of what he just said, you can put them earmuffs up and go at it. He kind of will assess you as well, and whatever he needs to do, he'll do it, you know. So
Boxing commentator Showbiz recently cleared up one of the biggest misconceptions about Gervonta Davis, his size. Many fans think Tank is a small man stuck in the lower divisions, but Showbiz revealed he's actually been walking around at 160 pounds. Tank isn't the lightweight people picture. He's compact, muscular, and built for destruction. That's why his punches explode with power far beyond his height. Showbiz explained that Davis's raw strength gives him an edge, even against men who look bigger on paper. His conditioning, balance, and mastery of distance let him land knockouts with chilling precision. So, calling him small misses the truth. Tank might fight in lighter divisions, but he carries the body and power of a far bigger beast.
That he can yield that type of weight. He's a bowling ball. He ain't a little guy like you guys say. The Tanky Wanky say he's a little guy. But I got more receipts. Do you guys remember 2 years ago against Mario Barrios to make 140? He was coming down in weight.
144.1.
Weighing in at 144 plus. Huh? I even got more receipts for you guys. Remember against Ryan Garcia, right? You saw him stacking on snacky cakes and all kind of Skittles and shit, you know, for the all access with him versus Ryan Garcia. I think this was like episode 2 or something. It was hilarious. But he goes in the store and they have to weigh him. And in that store, he weighs 150 pounds.
Good, thank you.
How much I weigh?
154.
154?
Yes, sir.
All right, weigh me one more time.
All right, 150.
150? While this on? All right, bet.
And then the most famous audio leak that the War Room made famous that we sent out and it went viral when Team Tank said that Gervonta Tank Davis walks around at 160 pounds.
He ain't gonna never want to fight at 135 again. He will, but I'm saying that's such a big company, man. This is walk around weight. No, walk around like just, you know what I mean? 160. Well, he get up big, but like this is walk around weight.
Behind the scenes, Gervonta Davis has been grinding like never before. His latest training clips reveal a man completely locked in, throwing razor-sharp combinations, gliding with flawless footwork, and drilling every move with pure intent. Trainers describe his sessions as brutal, but every drop of sweat has purpose. Davis doesn't train just to last. He trains to destroy. Every punch he throws is designed to mimic the chaos of fight night. Sparring has been punishing, with heavier, stronger partners pushing him to the edge, preparing him for the kind of power Jake Paul brings. Observers say Tank now looks sharper, faster, calmer, a fighter reborn. This version of him isn't here just to win, but to dominate. It's the kind of preparation that separates a boxer from a legend. And Tank looks ready to prove that again. While fans buzz over the Jake Paul showdown, Claressa Shields and several boxing voices have raised tough questions about what comes next. Shields called out Tank's talk of retirement after the fight, saying that if he truly sees himself among the greats, he can't walk away without facing Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo Lopez, fighters who've been calling his name loud and clear. Critics argue that skipping those challenges could make it seem like Tank's dodging real competition. They want him to silence the skeptics, to show he's ready for the best in his division, not just the spectacle of crossover fights. But others say Shields is missing something deeper, the mental and emotional weight Tank's been carrying, a weight that could shape every choice he makes from here on. Leonard Ellerbe, longtime advisor to Gervonta Davis, offered a rare glimpse into the fighter's state of mind. He revealed that at one point, Tank wasn't mentally prepared to face Lamont Roach, weighed down by personal struggles that had quietly taken their toll. Davis had been moving through heavy emotional storms that left him exhausted, and Ellerbe said stepping back was the smartest move he could make. Instead of forcing himself into the spotlight, Tank focused on healing and finding his balance again. Ellerbe reminded fans that while many see Davis as an unstoppable machine, they forget he's still human, someone who's battled family challenges, harsh criticism, and the crushing weight of fame. His honesty gave fans a new perspective. Tank's decisions aren't about fear or avoidance, they're about protecting his peace while still chasing greatness.
I don't care what nobody say. Gervonta got skills out this world. He's a scary dude. He's scary. Ain't no way he said he's supposed to come back and get Shakur, Devin, Ryan, Teofimo, whoop all these. Now he like, I'm about to retire after I fight Jake. No, I don't let nobody talk about me like that. The way that Shakur disrespect him, the way that Devin talked to him, the way that Ryan, he already knocked out Ryan. The way that these dudes be talking, he supposed to come back and get them. He the man, right? He who everybody say is the best. I ain't leaving no food on the table. When I'm done boxing, I'm whooping all these girls. They all getting beat. You said you can beat me? Oh, okay, I'm gonna figure out a way to get you. You just wait.
In one of his most revealing interviews, Gervonta Davis opened up about a truth few expected. His dream was never about belts or global fame. What first pulled him into boxing was survival, the desperate need to escape his reality. Growing up surrounded by struggle, his mission was simple: earn enough to build a better life for himself and the people he loved. Success may have changed his world, but it never changed his fire. Even now, with wealth and recognition, Tank admits he's still running from the life he once knew. That's what makes him dangerous. His drive isn't fueled by luxury, but by the memory of survival. His story reminds fans that beneath the lights and headlines stands a man who fought not just for victory, but for identity. Every punch he lands is his way of saying he's never going back.
Leonard Ellerbe said, to tell you the truth, Gervonta Davis couldn't get up for Lamont Roach. And what does that mean? It means that he could not get inspired. that he was not motivated to fight Lamont Roach, that his mind was not in a place where it was like, yeah, okay, let's get it. And he was going to war with Lamont Roach. He was going through the motions with Lamont Roach during the training camp and could never really get himself motivated to really give the best of himself against Lamont Roach. And that probably affected him during training and during the fight. And that is something that can happen, especially if you really look back on what happened with the Lamont Roach fight and all of the ups and downs about that fight being made. Because first, if you recall, he wasn't supposed to be fighting Lamont Roach. The person he was supposed to be fighting was Vasily Lomachenko. You know, the guy that everybody says that he doesn't want to fight, that he didn't want to fight. Gervonta Davis was up and prepared to fight Vasily Lomachenko. So it shouldn't surprise anybody that if he tries to make a fight with Vasily Lomachenko, that fight doesn't go through. Then he tries to make a fight with Lamont Roach. He can't get the fight done for Houston with Lamont Roach because there was all kind of venue problems and drama going on around Gervonta getting a venue in Houston. So they wind up eventually moving the fight to New York City and pushing it back even further. So not only is it a fight where he didn't just jump out of from his last fight that he had and jump into a fight with Lamont Roach, he got held up. And then also during that period of time, he had to spend some time in jail for a parole violation after I believe that might have been after the Lamont Roach fight.
Former UFC champion Daniel Cormier didn't hold back his doubts about the whole Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis spectacle. Watching the build-up, he admitted it feels less like a true fight and more like a carefully crafted media show. Cormier highlighted the massive size difference, saying that while Davis is incredibly skilled, the natural weight gap could make things unfair from the start. He warned that matchups like this risk damaging boxing's credibility, turning it into entertainment first and sport second. But his tone wasn't bitter, it was protective. Cormier's concern came from love for the game. In his eyes, boxing must guard its integrity, keeping fights based on skill, weight, and merit, not just flashy headlines and viral moments.
And while he's fighting YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, opposed to fighting against the likes of his peers who are well accomplished and superstars in their own right for legacy fights like Shakur Stevenson, like Teofimo Lopez, like Devin Haney, why he's not interested in those fights. And he gets real, right? He gets real, and only thing we could do is salute it, right? Because he's saying, I never told y'all I wanted to be a world champion. I never told y'all I wanted to be undisputed. I got into this for myself and my circumstances to escape from my circumstances. And that's real. We can't blame him for that. We hold him in high regard because the statements he's made and misled people when he said he got a hit list that he wants to check off before he retires. And that hit list includes Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, who turned down the fight because of a severe back injury. And then he told the world, he told Champside, it would be great for him to become undisputed. So I think that he had a change of heart at some point in time along the way, right?
Adulio explained that exhibition fights have their place in boxing, but only when fighters have moved past their physical prime. He pointed out that events like Mayweather versus Logan Paul made sense because neither man was still chasing world titles. But this time, both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are active, hungry, and in their prime, which makes the matchup far more controversial. Cormier's argument focused on how these crossover spectacles blur the line between sport and show business. If this trend continues, he warned, fans may start valuing hype over skill, a shift that could hurt the future of professional boxing. His concerns echo a growing debate among purists who fear the sport is losing its essence, becoming more about viral entertainment than true athletic competition. And when asked about the upcoming Davis versus Paul showdown,
Jake Paul. Yesterday they had their first press conference. One of the most recognizable things is Jake Paul is huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And two, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fighting, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
DC, I watched this, and we have our priorities way misplaced when we're talking about boxing. Like, everybody's complaining about this Ali act and all. Like, how is something like this allowed to happen? How is Jake Paul allowed to fight Gervonta Davis? It's
I don't know.
Completely unfair. It is completely just. I can't say the word that I want to say because I don't want to get canceled. But this fight should not be happening, and the press conference was embarrassing. Gervonta Davis should not have a mic in front of him. It was absolutely embarrassing watching this thing.
D, why? Why, D?
Just the fact that, like, every time when Jake Paul would say something to Gervonta Davis, he didn't know how to answer it. He was comparing himself to, like, P. Diddy at moments, and I was like, oh my God, get a mic away from this guy. This fight shouldn't be happening. And then he didn't even know what weight they were fighting. He's like, I thought
That's
it was
bad,
190.
D.
No, it's 195.
That was the craziest thing. That was the thing that stood out to me the most. Was that when they go, the rehydration limit or something is 195. And he goes, wait, I thought it was 190.
UFC President Dana White gave his usual no-nonsense take. He said most fans aren't tuning in for the competition, they're tuning in for chaos. Still, White admitted there's a silver lining. This fight could actually help Gervonta Davis more than anyone realizes. Even if it feels mismatched, it gives Tank a chance to break past boxing's usual
Whether you agree with it or not, Gervonta is considered the #1 lightweight in the world. And it's a division that includes Shakur Stevenson, a lot of young guns coming up. I'm not any more sure if it's going to include Keyshawn Davis, but it's a hot division. He's considered #1 in that division. Like, that's why I kind of find this a bit, don't know. Like, there are challenges out there for Gervonta. There are big money fights out there for Gervonta. We want to see Gervonta in those fights. Again, I don't know how many fights people want to see AJ in, just to make the AJ Jake Paul comparison. One, as far as I'm concerned, that was Tyson Fury. I don't really have any interest in seeing an AJ in any other more fights. Whereas Gervonta Davis, I wanted and still do want to see him in so many more fights. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. These exhibition things are, like, really and truly, they should all be when your career's done. Like, when you think of Floyd versus Logan Paul, it's done, right? Floyd versus Conor. Did he have one more after? Was that it? I can't even remember. But it was right at the end. It was done. Right at the end. Even if it wasn't. Right at the end. These guys having these exhibition fights in between what is the peak of their career is kind of weird for me. Very, very weird. And then it isn't even comparable to Ngannou Fury, because at least these guys were the same size. Like, Jake Paul is a 215, 220 pound guy. I don't know what he walks around at. Gervonta fights at 135.
Crowd and reach a massive new audience. White pointed out that Jake Paul's grip on social media and mainstream culture guarantees exposure that traditional fights rarely bring. For Davis, that means bigger paydays, stronger branding, and a global fan base that stretches far beyond the boxing world. In the end, Dana summed it up simply: the matchup might seem strange, but it could launch Tank into an entirely new level of stardom.
Jake Paul to beat Gervonta Davis. This is not a fight that I'm excited for at all. I would rather have Gervonta Davis fighting in a real boxing match against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135-pound division and around. That's who I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible. And the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. So I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole. And he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all. As long as Gervonta Davis comes back to the world of boxing after he gets done with this, hey man, you got your money, no worries. But you gotta love Dana White having the audacity to pick Jake Paul in this fight and says something to the effect that, hey, he was talking to Logan Paul.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned. Until next time.